welcome to version 4.3, and I am super excited to try out all the new stuff because I finally have some free time on winter break, and I can finally get back to playing this game because I am now behind a few updates on stuff. But today, we're going to be starting off by doing Navia's story quest because Navia just got released in this update, and that's pretty exciting. So what do I have? Oh right, I'm starting here because I just got reputation level 10 in Fontaine, and that's pretty exciting because now I can finally go over here and I can get the water wings. Okay, that's actually, I didn't even think about that, but water wings is like the floaties, right? But no, actually the water themed glider is now available. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Wings of Merciful Wrathful Waters. Yes, that is very aptly named for what has happened in Fontaine. In fact, I'm going to give that to Farina now. Now she has the Fontaine wings. Oh, and it matches so well with her outfit, of course, because, you know, she was the quote-unquote Archon for a time. So her attire is very similar. And what else? Oh yes, we also got the new Zhongli statue, which is cool. I might put that into my Serena teapot. So yeah, I think those are the big things that... Oh right, we gotta try out Navia's test run first. I actually don't know very much. I know the gun is the umbrella is a gun. That's a lot of fun. So let's see. Hello, Navia. I like Navia a lot. We already met her a lot during the Archon quest. She was a really important character in that. So yeah, let's see how she plays. Oh yeah, I like how she has an axe. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Oh, that does a lot. Watch out. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, look, so she has bullets. I like the cannon. Oh, they're coming down from the sky. Interesting. Okay, she seems like a lot of fun. I was thinking about if I want to pull for her or not. I don't know. Her kit is a lot of fun. I'm just thinking, do I need more DPS characters? But I mean, most of the time the 5 stars are DPS characters, so maybe I should? Who knows? There we go. But yeah, I like her gunbrella, as they say. It's actually called that in the game, right? That's pretty funny. Yay! We did that. Yeah, today we're doing Navia's story quest. Just as flowers bloom and fall, and clouds swirl and disperse, so do all things in the world ebb and flow. There will always be those who seek to bask in the glorious glow alone atop the highest peaks, yet languish in the valley of despair, bemoaning fate's unwillingness to realize their desires, even as they finally depart along with their fury. The young girl gifted her blessings to silhouettes of the past, and with the mutual encouragement of those companions left behind, they embarked together upon the long road towards the distant summits, just like when the Spina di Rosula was first founded. Yeah, that's right. So at in the last act of the Archon quest, the town of Poisson got completely flooded by the primordial water, and a lot of people died, and the town was destroyed. And Melus and Silver, Navia's, like right-hand guys, they didn't make it. They were rescuing people during the flood, and they didn't survive, and that was really sad. I mean, they kind of brought home that point about no one's sacrifice is truly necessary, but since they did sacrifice their lives, we have to make sure their sacrifice was not in vain. So I guess in this story quest we're going to be seeing the rebuilding of the town of Poisson, and often these story quests have the kind of sort of like epilogue or like post-Archon quest kind of story feel. So I guess we're going to be getting that today. Okay, maybe I'll do one 10 pull for it now. You know what? It's already almost the end of the month. I didn't even get these yet. Okay, not almost, but pretty close. So maybe Maybe it was a good thing I came here, otherwise I wouldn't have remembered. Okay, yeah, that's about what I expected. And it's not even like there's any 4-star character I don't have, so... who is it gonna be? Okay. Sucrose! Oh, and Yanfei! Very nice. It was a very long time I didn't have Sucrose, and I think I ended up pulling for her on purpose just to complete the set. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. You are now C3, and Sucrose is C1, because I only pulled for one. Okay. Without further ado, let us get started. I think, yes. Oh, I still gotta do Risley's quest, too. I'm gonna do that at some point this break. Yes, let's accept this quest. Shimmering memories. One day you were stopped by a familiar voice while in the court of Fontaine. Let us do that. Also, let me just make sure I get the key. Which is something that I can now rebuild. Okay, go to the court of Fontaine. Well, I already am here. But yes, I know what you mean. It's a big city. It's a big city with big city vibes, and I cannot believe this place looks so good after being completely flooded during the disaster. They seem to have rebuilt very, very well, and I'm happy for them. Right, here we go. This is the music I like. This is the sort of jazzy music I liked when I first arrived here in the city.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
Hi, Navia!
That voice! It's Navia!
Hello! So nice to see you again.
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
No plans in particular. We're just getting our daily dose of adventuring in.
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
Yeah, how's that going?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of.
Okay.
Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson.
Yeah, sounds like you have your hands full. Wasn't Spina di Rosula affected too? Should you really be the ones offering compensation? That's true. You probably already lost a lot of resources, but I mean, that's what Spina di Rosula does, is they help people, and I guess during a big disaster, this is no exception, even if their resources get, stretched very thin. Yeah.
Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Whoa! Spoken like a true president.
Yeah.
You're a really responsible leader.
Exactly, that's
That
exactly
must be
what I
taking
say.
up most of your time, though, right?
Oh, you bet.
I think that Navia is a good person to be able to rely on.
To run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Melus's book and decided to make a list of everything.
That's a good idea.
This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off.
And then,
since Melus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting.
Yeah, you have to know
anymore.
what your shorthand notes actually mean.
That does sound like you, all right.
But
So
yes.
what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, want to take a look?
Sure.
See. Wait. There's nothing here but a bunch of weird symbols.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna
This looks like
one
a
word
piece of kelp
each
wrapped
item
around
on your
a
list,
stick.
which would still be pretty hard to
And this other
understand, but...
Is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
Hey, whatever works, I guess.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Yeah, since it's not working, I mean, you can still use shorthand, but maybe like just write one word from each of the things on your list, because that will probably be easier to understand in the long run. Maybe just use standardized shorthand symbols next time, or maybe just write out each item next time. Okay, this one.
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself.
That's true. You have to see
as long
sometimes.
as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately,
That's a lot like just like note-taking in class. Sometimes if you try to make it shorter, then try to shorthand stuff like that, it's like then later on
Anyway,
you don't remember what you were trying to say
taken care
there.
of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but I don't think they're anything too
don't
super
say that.
important.
I wouldn't say
Worst
they're not
I'll
important
just make another
because
trip.
okay.
Ah, so you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, want to come with me and check out the town for yourself?
Sure, I would
You
love
said
to.
you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
It's a bit
Somehow
sad,
I feel like we will be wrapped up in
Paimon doesn't
another
see why not.
long
What do you think,
adventure.
traveler?
But since it's an adventure with you, I don't mind at all. I'd be interested in taking a look. It would be a pretty nice break too. I agree with that.
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean the aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats.
Sure, sounds good to me. Yeah, I agree. There's no boat going to Poisson. And that is definitely the option to pick if you want to continue the quest.
All right, follow me. I'll take you there.
Thank you, Navia. I mean, we did head over to Poisson during Farina's story quest too, and we saw the progress of the rebuilding then.
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks.
Even though people
We
weren't
can head
that
out as
happy
soon
to
as we
see
get
her,
the
it was a
green
good
light.
time to reflect on,
So, Paimon has always wanted
you know,
to
just the
ask,
changes that were
the three
happening in
aquabus
Fontaine.
lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
Spina di Rosula was one of the main sponsors for the construction, right?
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a
Yeah,
dedicated line to Poisson?
that's a good point.
Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special
But I
boat
guess
just to go
they built the
home.
lines to go
doesn't
to
get
places more important for most
Well,
people, not
what
necessarily
I've
for
heard
themselves.
Is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub, so there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson.
Yeah.
You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying. The aquabus is so convenient, it's really a huge shame.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head.
Well, something that big also wouldn't have been just his call. Perhaps the rest of the Spina didn't see the point to having a 4th line?
But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Interesting.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just... not very agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
Yay!
All right, then let's head out.
I guess if they're collecting, like, you know, ticket money for using the aquabus, they'd want it to be in locations that more people are traveling to. And Poisson might be too small of a location. Braving the tides together. Oh,
It'll
nice
be a
boat
while
ride.
before we get to Poisson. Let's keep talking.
Sure.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person?
Oh, Ether's like kind of shaking his head.
I'm sorry. She totally forgot that
like, yes,
she
actually
died
shaking
before
it
that she
because-
passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
But, like, also because he's on the
That's all
boat.
right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously.
Aw,
While my
that's
papa
nice.
was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them
I'm
to
sure
make
you were
up for
very
each
much
other's
like her
flaws.
then.
My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made sure that the Spina could grow and thrive.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her. But sometimes, I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning.
Yeah.
So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how one may reflect on their past by watching the sea. I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward.
Yeah. I mean, Fontaine is a beautiful place. It's really nice to be
Always.
up close.
But no matter what,
I didn't cook
we
anything.
can't change the past. But I tell
Hang
myself
on, I didn't cook
I need to
anything.
keep
I mean,
looking
yes,
towards
yes,
the
I really
future.
do miss Melus and
Everyone,
Silver. I
even
was
my
gonna
parents,
say, like,
have already overcome
something
so
sentimental
many
about the water.
obstacles. Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up.
Maybe because they're on a moving boat, they have to make sure the timing is right. I was gonna say, the water is beautiful, but it
We've
does
reached
hold
the
all of
shore.
these memories.
Let's go. I'll show you the new Poisson.
Both metaphorically and literally in this world.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right?
I don't know. I mean, she seems like the kind of person in a position where whether she does feel alright or that she is found peace in her mind, whether she has or not, she still has to keep smiling for other people. She has to be strong for other people, especially in a disaster as large as what happened to Poisson and the rest of Fontaine. So I don't know. Is she really okay, or is she just, used to smiling for us because that's what she does for everyone else? We are gonna get to the bottom of this, I'm sure, but yeah. She's always been having to cope with one thing or another.
Okay, Paimon supposes you're right. She's really been through a lot.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
I mean, she seems to have a lot of fun in terms of, like, she's always laughing and smiling when she's doing her attack animations and all of that. And she likes to make macarons for us, and we have a lot of fun, but she also bears a lot of responsibility and is willing to carry the weight of all of that as the leader of the Spina di Rosula. I mean, she's taking very good care of everybody here, and she did so before and after the disaster, as we saw throughout the Archon quest, so yeah, it's a lot that she's going through. Who knows how much time she's had to process.
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Hello!
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent. Is it your turn to take care of Navia now?
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance. We did hand over some of Melus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
She's not, yeah.
Thank you for the
It's
compliment,
totally
boss.
understandable that she's not going to
As you see,
fill
I've been working
Melus and
closely
Silver's
with the
role
boss
with
on
anybody
rebuilding
else.
Poisson.
At least not yet.
Mr. Melus was an extremely capable and respected member
Because
of
they
the
were
Spina.
awesome. They were the
But I've got
best.
some really big shoes to fill.
And even in death,
alright. There's no need to be
they
so
fought to save
formal.
her.
Everyone's practically
They
old
fought to
friends by
free
now.
her from the grasp of the
Were
water.
you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
They were
Yeah,
always
we
there for
contacted
her
a sculptor about the job.
until the very, very
but
end.
they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
You're commissioning a statue?
Sounds like a big
So,
statue. You have to have a
basically,
whole piece.
we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've
Oh,
done for the
that's
Spina and the
nice.
town of Poisson. But since my father was known as Callus the Unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt, I thought this would be the perfect chance to actually realize this dream.
The funds to
It's a
build
very
the statue
sweet
were
gesture
freely
coming
donated by the
from you.
people of Poisson to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus and everything they did.
Shouldn't Navia be featured with them too? I think Navia is too humble for that.
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing
She's
everyone
very
trouble.
humble. And yeah.
Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades.
Maybe.
Once I've done more for the town and the people.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
That is
I
true.
agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol.
Would that even work?
Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people.
Well, if that's what you think, I think it'll just be a matter of time.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet.
That's okay.
Anyway, Florent.
Just keep
now
doing
it's
what
up to
you're
us to
doing, because
confirm
it
the
seems
final
to be
design,
great.
right?
Mm-hmm. We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now.
Ooh, right
Hey,
now.
you, come over here with me.
Yeah? Me? What are you doing?
Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine.
Okay.
Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner.
Sure, why not, Ether? It
Florent,
sounds like fun.
Let's grab some reference shots.
You've
We're just
got it,
posing
boss.
for the camera.
I'll go get the camera.
I was wondering if they were going to do drawing or anything,
Well,
but
what do you
sounds
think?
like we're
Got
just
any
taking
ideas?
pictures. Shouldn't you be running this show? They're your parents.
Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone.
Well, it's probably a good
So,
idea you
I
have.
want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
I'm all good
I mean,
here,
if there's
boss.
any sort of
Feel free to start
pose
posing
or
whenever.
personality you're trying to reflect in the statue for them, I mean, it doesn't have to be super creative. It just has to reflect what kinds of people they were in real life. Let's try for something imposing, looking out in the distance, or just strike a happy pose. Yeah, let's do happy.
A happy pose? You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
I mean, it doesn't have to be that. Okay, I'm not sure that is exactly what I wanted, but like...
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
I didn't say anything laughing,
Yeah,
they're just
And that'd
happy.
probably be a massive
I was
pain to
thinking
sculpt
happy,
as
like they're
well.
looking over at the town and happy to
Then
see
why don't you
everybody
try striking
living
a pose like you're
good
talking
lives.
while the other one laughs?
That's the most expressive Ether has been in a
That actually
while.
sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it. Let's try something else.
Alright, let's try for something imposing.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
This pose. It makes me recall Spina di Rosula's glorious
And that's a good
golden age.
statue pose.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was
Yeah,
she not that kind of person?
But the thing is, you are
If
making
we
a
were to stick
statue
with
of
this
them.
pose, maybe people
So.
would wonder if she was actually actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Well, what if she
tabloids did
was?
indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
No, don't make Paimon disappear.
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something
I mean,
else.
that's why when I clicked happy, I thought it would be more like, you know, they're just like the watchful eyes, like embracing the town and making sure that everyone is able to live the lives that they want to peacefully and without too much unnecessary conflict. I'm not sure that. I mean, we did hear about the whole thing with the synth business taking over in Poisson, but that was after the fact. So while these two were leading the Spina di Rosula, things are prosperous and happy. So I was just thinking it should be something happy, as in like, I'm happy to see you're happy kind of happiness. Hopefully that will eventually get reflected. Okay, let's try looking out into the distance.
Ah, by that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the
Sure,
sea?
you know what? It seems
Sure.
like Navia has
Let's
more
give that a
ideas
try.
than she's letting on.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain in their first
It
meeting.
sounds like Navia does have some original
Look over
ideas
there, my
after
dear
all.
Clementine.
Because she's kind of just, because
Yeah, we
Ether's
know
giving
that
very
island is
simple
tricky
ideas,
with
and she's
more of
kind of filling in the blanks all on her own.
But there's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callus look too tall next to the lady.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Okay, but Navia
Well,
Navia
Paimon
is
and
taller
a
than
statue
Ether.
like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there was just
Try
no
to think of
winning
something
with these
else.
choices. Oh, she has her sunglasses out. It's gotta be something that looks more natural.
We tried a bunch of different ideas.
They're
but
trying
none
too
of them
hard to
felt
pose
right.
like
Paimon thought of
pose like
putting
in a
yourself
way
too.
in a way that doesn't
Don't
come
worry.
naturally
We
necessarily.
still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own
So-
right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups. Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time. Oh, outfits! Oh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went to see with you two. Her name is Adele.
Oh, Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
She always believed that her father, Jacques, was a good person.
Yes, that's exactly
yeah, I do
who I'm
remember that.
talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me, and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too. I
Aw,
said that
that's
it's fine,
nice.
but young children are not allowed to join
Yeah,
the Spina.
yeah.
She will just
When you're
have to
older,
wait a
maybe.
few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently.
Aww.
How could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift. But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up. So I did forget something important after all.
No.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design. I'll have to trouble you to source some for me.
We could have just done that from the start.
Hey, at least this way we got some cool pictures.
Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
But yeah, we can give them out. That's true. You still have to get the resources to bring someone else in to do it now. Oh, it sounds like things are
Navia,
pretty busy here.
Laurent, guess who's back?
Hello.
Huh? But aren't you supposed to...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meripede?
Oh, what were you doing there?
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar briny smell became a primal call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal.
Things
down
are a little
there
bit
beneath
different in the
sea.
town since I
It's
presume
good to
you
have you back,
left,
Coulter.
but
You look as well as ever.
some things never change, I
And
guess.
this guy is...
Ah, let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the fortress of Meripede some time ago. But
It sounds like you dodged a
looking at it
bullet with the
now,
disaster that
it was
happened
probably
here.
another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Wait,
Oh.
Mr. Marcel. What do you mean? He was involved in some sort of plot?
Oh, it's a
Have
very
you not
long
heard
story.
anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
Yeah,
Well, I know that Fontaine got
missed
flooded, but
a
then
lot.
the water level miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it and didn't care to ask for any more details. Do you mean Mr. Marcel was somehow involved with all that?
Yeah.
Looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. That case, a lot of things have happened in
Yeah,
Poisson since
Poisson
then.
is a very different
First
town.
things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through thick and thin. Now you could call them Spina di Rosula's VIP helpers.
That's us.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to
I
meet
don't
you
recall
too.
Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty amazing to get that from her.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her.
We just followed Navia's lead.
Humble again as always, I see. Even when I was totally sincere with my praise.
Nice, nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people.
That it does.
Oh, that reminds me. Where are Melus and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
Yeah, you missed a lot.
About that.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same as how it was before you left.
Yeah.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right? You're just scaring me on purpose because I don't know anything about what's happened.
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry,
dude.
but it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either. Many others, including Melissa, also lost their lives in the disaster.
Melus and Melissa, dead. They're just gone?
Yeah.
Melus. I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I ran into him again in town. I can't believe it.
Hey, keep it together.
Melus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina. I can understand how he feels.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone. Fair warning, there was a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a very, very long and tragic story. Yeah. Yeah, Fontaine has been through a lot. And Poisson and the Spina di Rosula even more so. I mean, I imagine he's been gone since before the Archon quest and Fontaine started, so probably doesn't know that Calus's name has been cleared, and the entire primordial water thing, the flooding. I mean, we were in the Fortress of Meripede too. I guess we never ran into him. We probably would have told him otherwise what happened with Calus. Yeah, there's a lot of heavy stuff that went on. It's like if you wake up in from a coma and you come back to a world completely different than the one you left. Except for this guy is because he was in prison. Seemingly part of the plot with Vache and Marcel as well. So that's also something I wanted to catch you up on. But yeah, it's definitely that's the thing about this rebuilding process, is it's just like you have to have enough time to grieve and mourn the loss first before you can really rebuild the spirit of this town. Honor those who didn't make it. I'm still sad about Melus and Silver. Navia explains everything that has happened recently to Coulter.
All of this, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the world gone mad?
I think it has, yes. Had I not personally experienced all those events, I would also have found them very difficult to accept.
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melus's loss. And the sheer depravity of Marcel's actions.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he had, the Spina gave to him. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
I know, right?
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution network. We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yep.
But if Marcel wanted to rebel against
At
us,
what cost?
he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Oh? And who's that?
Romu?
Huh. Not a name I've heard before either.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding funding the construction of the aquabus lines.
Oh, do
Romeu
tell.
was the
We were
leader
just
of the
talking about
faction
that.
thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson. But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the Court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to
Well,
come
I would
by,
say building the
and would allow us to
transit
build
line
many
to your
valuable
town would
relationships.
also
Not only
benefit the
would
town a
aquabus
lot.
be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace.
Yeah.
Eventually paying us
Your
massive
economy would be
dividends
way
down the
better if
line.
you actually had a major
But
transit
the two
line
couldn't
like that.
come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spina di Rosula altogether, and the split was on extremely bad terms.
Ugh. And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
Yeah, sounds like Callis was a good person who a lot of bad things happened to. Interesting. Well, I guess now that makes sense that there's no fourth aquabus line, but I mean, the other guy was suggesting that the money could be better invested in the town itself, but that's, in simple terms, more short-term thinking compared to if you build, infrastructure to have more people come to your town or be able to exchange goods between your town and the big city. That would also just overall improve the infrastructure and the economy of your town. And over time, you will definitely have more money to improve the town, as well as exactly building the reputation of your town as a place that's accessible and that people want to go to, either to just visit or work, right? So definitely, it sounds like if there was an opportunity to build a line, and the only thing stopping it was feeling that the money could go elsewhere into the town directly. I mean, well, at the end of the day, that's why those sorts of discussions and conflicts exist. It's not like one is necessarily better than the other. I mean, I've just kind of weighed both options, really, and talked more about the one that I think would be better, but at the end of the day, they're both valid, so I can see how this can come to a disagreement, but I'm curious how this is going to play into the story of this story quest. That couldn't have been the first time a dispute like that happened, right?
Oh, that's a good point. If Callus was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh, yeah. It eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, boss, you might
How
not
about
know
every
this, but
day
he wasn't
that
always
ended
like
with
that.
day?
He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice, and Ms. Clementine also frequently on our side, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good many years. But on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callus's side.
Huh. I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeo's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion.
Okay.
They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
So, they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side.
Okay,
Of course,
find
Miss
another
Clementine then
mediator.
passed away, and Mr. Callus began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last
Okay.
hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
But we've
From
never
that
even heard
point
of
on,
this other faction
Romeo
until
and
now.
his people cut ties with the Spina. It never
Okay,
gave us any
I guess
kind
that
of
would be
professional
why.
or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a
But
good financial position,
they
so they've been lying
would
low
stand to
for a
gain
while.
from doing so.
But as long as they exist,
So maybe they
they'll
did.
continue to be a threat.
Huh. I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeo had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeo's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get
Especially
revenge
since
on
this
us,
is the first time even
with
Navia's
how
hearing about
distracted and
them.
vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know right away.
I hope it works
Thank
like
you
that.
for that, Florent. And Coulter, thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
Yeah,
in
you
that
should get
case,
hit with a lot
why
of
don't we go back
information
to
all
the
at
court?
once.
I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you, Coulter?
Yeah, I'll come on.
Of course. That's fine by me.
Good, I'm glad.
Go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
I feel like we need to stay by Navia's side because we've seen her almost get assassinated has it been multiple times? The time with the drink, and then... No, I don't think but we heard that they tried to dissolve her at an earlier time before the Archon quest as well, and then they tried to, after her involvement with Linny's case, dissolve her. Anyway, it sounds like there's a lot of targets on your back, Navia, so I think we should stick with you as we investigate another dangerous secret organization that's been hiding in the shadows. We want to see Adele cheer up. We want to see the future star of the Spina.
We really are the best of partners. Come on, let's go.
Okay. It was very quiet, and now it's not. Let's see. We're going to the exit. Oh, because we're going to go take the boat. I swear. Okay, I don't think... I'm always trying to figure people out, right? I don't think Coulter is going to be a bad guy. For one simple reason, which is that we didn't even know about Romeo and this other organization until he brought it up. So if he's with them, then he just revealed their entire plans, or the fact that they exist, to us when they had the advantage of, we didn't even know they existed. So, therefore, and that's why, if he turns out to be a bad guy, it would make no sense, because he just absolutely revealed their secret to us for no reason. So, that to me is proof that he is going to help us, and he is a good guy. And most importantly, I do think he is genuinely hit hard with the information of the entirety of the Archon quest. And you know what? I think yeah, he was definitely. I mean, Poisson is a town that's been through a lot, and definitely coming back to a town that's just completely different than when you left, with all the people you used to know just swept away in an instant, and you just learn about that all in one go. I mean, I think, yeah, I definitely feel for him on that. It's like,
Are we not taking the boat this time?
wait, we're not taking the boat?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it?
Okay.
Think of it as something like a hiking trip.
We have teleports if you want
Once
to use
we're
that.
there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Okay.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, Ether was in prison for like 45 days too. 46? 45? I don't remember exactly. So, definitely relatable.
Step right up.
Ooh, what a pleasant surprise.
Whee! We can walk across the water with Farina. Awesome. I see a crab. Sometimes the salon members just like attack them. Not when I'm up here, but like if I swam down with Farina right now, they would attack underwater, even though normally you can't even summon them underwater. Let's see. What's going on here? Pretty flowers. I like those flowers.
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
Yes, that's right. It's about the journey,
I've
not
grown
necessarily
old,
the
so
destination.
I'm not as fit as before. It's a good thing that at least my work down in the fortress was quite the workout.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
Back in the days before the aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our goods, then catch a boat to the court. Melus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back
that sounds
then.
like good times.
Mr. Callis was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the aquabus lines have been built, and this road has fallen into disuse.
I don't really think that's a bad thing, though.
Oh, I know. I was just being a
Yeah,
little
just
nostalgic.
different times.
Then let's stay here a bit longer. Anyone want snacks?
Sure.
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons? Paimon's been dreaming of them.
I love macarons.
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more. Oh,
Nope, not
wait.
that one.
let me check if I have all the ingredients. Melus and Silver used to take care of tasks like this.
Oh no, we can find some for you.
Okay, the stove's looking good. And
I thought
as
you
for
would
the
pack them
ingredients,
before we go.
seems like we're all
I guess
out
we
of
should have.
flour
We
and
forgot to do
sugar,
that before.
the two most important ingredients of all.
It's okay. I have about 1,000 of those.
Oh, would
No,
you?
I don't actually, but
Oh, but it would be
probably
too
a
much
lot.
to ask you to go on a trip just
no.
for
I mean
those.
in my backpack,
We should
where
contribute to
food
making
never
the macarons
expires.
too.
I never
Don't worry, we
get
sleep out in
smashed
the
up
wild
or
all the
anything.
time, so he should have some stuff on hand.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flowers and wheat, I can start the baking.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and chairs.
Great. Then
Ooh,
I'll prep the
nice.
stove.
Are
Let's
there gonna
get
be
to work,
boxes
everyone.
around here? This is a road in disuse, so maybe just some rocks would be okay. We actually didn't make it very far, did we? But I guess that reflects the experience of going anywhere on foot. Yeah, you can see the different aquabus lines. One of them is like not working though, right? Which one is the one on this side? I don't remember. This one is the Clementine line, right? This one is the Navia line, and this is the Callus line. Probably. I don't remember. You know, you don't even need to build a fourth line. You just need to put a stop here. Put a stop and then respond some... Yeah, wait a minute. You guys don't need a fourth line. You just add a stop on this line, and it's just a short walk. Whatever.
Being too
I mean,
popular can be such
trains
a
have
hassle.
stops in the middle.
Who knew
I mean,
that
it's a
people
boat.
would adore
It's
me
like
so
a...
much?
It's like a ferry ride, but that's still, I don't see that stopping you from building a station when you are the ones funding it. It costs way less to build one station on a line than a whole new line.
Ah, how did it go? Did you find the ingredients?
Yes. Let's see. Oh, you don't even need me to process it into sugar and flour? Because I totally could, but this works too.
You've all done your part. Just leave the rest to me.
Navia bakes a batch of macarons with her usual gusto.
Oh, these macarons looking
Whoa!
magnificent! Your cooking is as good as ever, Navia.
Doggo in the
Boss's
background.
baking skills have always been famous. Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally talented she is.
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like that.
Still the most delicious
Have you two
macarons in
seriously
town.
never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so...
Well, I would if we had more time, but it sounds like, you know, within another year we'll be heading off to the next nation. And we'll definitely come back to visit, but yeah, sorry. I don't think we can commit a long-term commitment like we... But I wish we could, because working with Navia is pretty awesome. There's still some important things we must do.
Oh, yeah, I see. Is that why you have to always stay on the road?
Yeah.
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together.
Yeah.
Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even if we found ourselves on opposite sides of the world.
Yeah, that's right. Navia's right.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macarons.
Yeah, this
I
looks so
understand now.
delicious.
Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you.
Aw.
I will endeavor to make the most of this
flatter
short yet
us,
fortuitous
thank you.
encounter and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water in celebration of this moment.
Yes. What is that? There's something in the bush. Huh? I thought I heard something just now. Was it some small critter?
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
Oh, cheers!
May your travels go smoothly. May the Spina continue to grow. And may our friendship last until the end of time.
Yeah. I hope so
All
too.
set? Let's move out then.
Who was it?
I asked some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform, so we should be able to pick it up right away.
I'm sorry, flowers. No? No one's hiding in there? Interesting. Interesting. Well, I guess, you know what? We can't swim there. Oh, wait, can we? No, that's down in Fleuve Cendre. We can't... I do not think there's any... Well, I think there might be one or two. There's not many easy ways to get into the Court of Fontaine on foot. You have to go by Aquabus or Teleport Waypoint. Ah, look at all the little crabbles. Oh, it's been a while since I actually took a... What is that? Oh, that's where, That's where the whale is. The big whale. At least where we remember being. And those are the fishies. Which quest was I doing where I just kind of stopped in the middle of it and did the thing to get the fishies? I don't remember. But this thing's super cool. The school of fish is happy together. What else do we find around here? Where are the otters? I've never been able to find the otters again. I love the otters. I love how the otters like follow you around and stuff like that. They're so cute. Okay, I see treasure. I want the treasure. Give me the treasure. It's just waiting here for me. And I don't know. Okay, so it's in a box. It's okay. We dealt with a lot of these in the desert. I think we should probably go above the surface. Okay. Any gap, or do we have to do the thing where I jump up and then the character soars into the sky? Okay, let's try that. Oh, I see a thingy over with those hilly trails back there, but I mean, we can try this as well. Go like this. Oh, okay, didn't have enough space. I don't know, it's hard to judge the space when you can't even see it. Like that. No? No leaping in the air? Oh well. Then what is this? Like that. That's what I was trying to do. Whee! Alright. We'll do it the proper way. There we go. Did we already get enough for the... We did! There we go. See? I was like, I don't need to do my dailies today. I can just do the thing after I finish a part of the story quest. And I was right. Like these parts of the outside of the Court of Fontaines have been kind of in disrepair for a while. Which I suppose adds to the character of the look of the outside of the Court of Fontaine. However, I do not necessarily think it would be best to keep it like that. Let's see. I'm trying to remember if there's a door. There's a commission that's like around the edge here, right? Like, there's a commission where you have to go diving and it starts around here. So I'm just wondering, is there a door around here? I don't remember. Or we're gonna scale the wall. We can't scale that wall. The little overhang is not necessarily right. But most importantly, that's not how a lady like Navia would do it. She would do it much more gracefully than the way I would climb over the wall. Like, she would try to climb over the wall too, but not, instead of climbing, she would use her umbrella to lift her over the wall and do so very gracefully, which I don't think I could. Okay, see the teleport waypoint, so that's where the door is, I think. Which is good, because then we can do this the legitimate way. I mean, probably that other guy, Coulter, would not be able to follow us through the ocean like we just did. But we're just going to ignore that part. And I'm going to say, since we managed to do it without using teleport waypoints of the Aquabus, that is a win for traveling the analog old school way. And indeed, there was a door. Great. No. If the person was not willing to jump or step really far out over this gap of water, how do you expect people to be able to cross through? Like, what if somebody has a wheelchair or a stroller, right? That's not accessible at all. I guess if they have a wheelchair or a stroller, they're probably not coming in through that side door either. But still, what if they were a researcher carrying a lot of equipment on a cart? There needs to be something here for this gap, right? Or are they supposed to walk around this edge like this? This is still not... I just don't think the city planners thought that one through. I guess they weren't expecting anybody to come through that door, but still... Oh, see, you can't... This goes to the Callus line, right? Yeah, so there's no way. If you're not the traveler and is willing to jump over all of the walls and gates and everything, then this is not a very accessible way into the city. Maybe to...
I still couldn't do it.
Okay, we're gonna forget that. No, we're not... Okay, fine. We're gonna... Just to heal up. Just to heal up. Anyway, it's almost like the entirety of Fontaine, and all these other cities for that matter, was built in such a way that really the traveler would be the person to make the best use of the design. Just saying.
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. No, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
That's right.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her Demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Yeah,
Hey,
putting the love
that's
and
not the
care into
only
all
reason
little
I'm
things.
here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads.
That's
There
true.
are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
That indeed.
Boss
There's
has
a guy
got a
spying
point.
on us.
Going
You were the
on a
guy in the
trip with
bush,
friends
weren't
is
you?
always better than staying cooped up at home.
Yes, that's right,
Very
though.
well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
I thought I saw the guy back there again, but no, it's just a coffee shop owner who has the same uniform.
Again, why Adele wants to join the Spina?
Well, she wants to help people, right?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All
She
she
wants to
says is
help
that she
people.
really looks up to me. After we cleared her
I mean,
father's
despite
name, she
everything
became
that
a lot more
happened to her
cheerful and
family,
outgoing.
the Spina
It's
still stood
probably
by her.
because she now knows for
stood
sure
by
that
the
her
family,
father was
right?
never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa, so as a result, she found all the rest of the Spina super scary as well.
Yeah,
But
but
the
not both
Spina
of their
is
names have
very
been cleared,
different
right?
now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her.
Yeah, because I guess both of their fathers' names got cleared. And that's pretty cool that, you know, building bridges. So I can tell that she really looks up to you. The two of you have contended with similar circumstances.
Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time.
Yeah,
She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to
Yeah.
grow and thrive.
these guys are watching
She can
us for
commit
like,
to
the
us once
entire
she's older,
conversation.
and can really make that decision for herself.
So I wasn't just hearing things.
Is something up, Traveler?
Follow me. Someone's tailing us.
Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Paimon saw them too. They headed up.
Ah, let me run.
Stop right there!
Who are all these other people running? No. No, you won't. There you go, I got the one guy.
We knew you were going to be difficult.
That you
Seems
did.
like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out!
Oh no. Navia! Okay, well we just found out that her gun umbrella was very strong, so I would beware. Beware. I love how her parasol, she uses her parasol so much. Like that part, that little flip, I love that. Okay, we are causing quite a bit of commotion in the city though. I hope we don't get in trouble. For, you know, fighting in the
talk.
city.
Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
I don't think they're gonna say anything yet.
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
Yeah, recognize your situation and don't entertain any fantasies of escape. We've got people up above and down below as well.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
Not in the slightest.
If you thought they stood any chance against
They
us,
literally
you
got
were
hit
sorely
with a
mistaken.
gun inside an umbrella.
Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
We're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula.
Okay, that much
We
is
were
clear.
discovered and can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
Okay.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not Romeu's followers, are you?
You actually know that name?
We just
Well,
heard
if
it
you do,
today.
Then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
Now hang on, we just know the name and a tiny bit of backstory. I would advise you to calm down.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning.
Yeah,
right
you are
now.
not in a position to negotiate with us.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day.
Well,
Too bad you guys messed up ours first.
yeah. That being said, that seems like a very simple story. Oh yeah, you're lying because we heard you in the bushes way earlier, so you couldn't have just been drinking, unless you were drinking in the bushes? No.
Huh?
You followed us all the way here. There's more to this.
You're pretty sharp. But so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious
Well,
that we
you
can't
stopped
do
us in the
anything to
middle
you
of our
anyway.
errands, so that is something
Seeing you like that just
bothersome.
really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Okay.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew.
Mm-hmm.
I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much
Okay,
as
that
think
sounds pretty
about
reasonable.
pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
That ended very civil compared
Are
to
you
some
sure
other
it's okay to
incidents
just
we've
let
had.
them go like that, Navia?
Don't worry, they'll be back.
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. Moreover, when it comes to the Aquabus, I don't think what my father did was entirely correct either. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation.
Yes, I
Opportunities
do
for new
agree
beginnings
that.
are all around us.
I
I
agree
support
that
Boss's
being able to
decision as
talk
well.
things through
The concept of an
is-
eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
being able to talk things through
Yes.
is way better than having to fight
Plus,
physically.
we already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeu's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men,
They will get a taste of the
then we could
gunbrella.
still have a fight on our hands.
Thankfully, Navia is well
Yeah,
equipped
those
for a
guys
fight if she
definitely
has
didn't
to.
look like big
But
fans of yours.
I agree, diplomacy is probably a much nicer
I'd
option.
rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, We don't have to worry about those guys anymore. It's getting late already. So why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Cendre again? Even the
What do you mean,
pillagers smell like
Paimon?
seaweed.
Paimon, we stayed there so many times and I thought it was
That's
fine.
just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties too. How does that sound?
Huh. That does sound pretty cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon wants to sing too.
Yeah, look at those fireflies in the back. Oh, Spina Davis in a uniform gift box. Oh, that's so nice. What is this? Oh, it's Dory's birthday. Happy birthday, Dory. Alright, let's see. Go to Fleuve Cendre. That ended way more peacefully. Way more peacefully than I... Farina. Way more peacefully than I thought it would. I mean, it ended with them agreeing that they could not beat us in a fight, and that if we want to have any further discussions, we can talk with their boss. And just talk it out civilly as, you know, just leaders of two organizations that have had disagreements in the past and may not in the future if all goes well. And that was really great. Oh, hello, you two! I see them all the time in the commissions. It's actually really fun to play hide and seek, even though I know all of their hiding spots now. So that really makes it not as fun for them. Alright, here we go.
Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on
I know,
Paimon.
right? We had so many
If you
memories here,
think about it,
Paimon. What are you talking
It would be
about?
kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court. He was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him. For better or worse, that always made him stand out from the crowd.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
Yes, I can see that.
All right.
He would have generated
Why don't
lots
you
of
go wait for me at the
controversy
restaurant?
even
I'll go
before
do
the
some
big
prep and I'll get someone to tidy up your room
scandal
while I'm
that
at it. You can
ended
use
up
the
taking
same
his
room as
life.
last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
Yeah.
Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many rooms here after
Oh,
all.
Paimon, you don't have to.
Oh, did I just hear someone
You don't have
taking
to
a
say
dig
that,
at
you know.
Fleuve Cendre? I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of actual seaweed right now.
Oh, Paimon, sorry! Please have mercy, Navia! If you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at all!
I was just kidding. Be on your
This
way
is where we
now.
met Nicole again, too. Sit and wait for the banquet to begin. I'm waiting. Okay, where actually do we sit? Where are we going? Oh, over here. Here? You enjoy a fantastic meal as well as a wonderful performance. As things slowly die down, you return to your room with Paimon.
Hello? Are you asleep yet?
Navia, did something happen?
Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often, we should try to enjoy it to the fullest.
Okay,
Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and lures ready.
sure.
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about.
I like to see her smile. She has
Hopefully
such a
I
stressful
didn't wake
job,
you
so
or
it's
anything.
nice. We just enjoy good times together. Right, Ether? No, you're good, since the invitation is coming from you.
Don't worry. You don't have to do any actual fishing if you're too tired.
No, we love
Just
fishing. We
think
will
of it
do
as
lots of
keeping me
fishing.
company. How does that sound? Okay, let's go. To the fishing spot.
I feel like something's gonna happen though if we leave right now. leave the safety of the home base at nighttime when bad things tend to happen when we get separated from the group, you know? I'm just saying. Let's see. Okay.
How can you call this fishing when you're using a fully automatic rod?
That's true.
What's the problem?
How do you
Lots of
use a
people in
rod that's
Poisson use
automatic
rods
like
like
that?
these.
You have to be able to adjust the tension of the fishing
Shouldn't
rods, right?
fishing be all about, you know, attentively watching the float and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
And that is definitely part of the experience,
Well,
as I'm more
that's
familiar
one
with
way
it.
to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler?
I mean, automation, if you're trying to like catch a specific fish in large quantities, it's probably good in terms of you don't have to use like a net, which will destroy the entire ecosystem and kill all the fish, including the ones you didn't want to kill. So if you have an automated rod, you would just get the fish you want, and then in the quantities you want. No, I'm still thinking this through. I'm like, what situations would automated fishing rods be better technology than manual or other methods? Like, well, if we're just doing, okay, we're just talking about the experience of fishing, the experience of just hanging out with your friends by the water, definitely manual.
Then let's try regular rods next time. We can
But
have a
I'm
real
good
fishing
with whatever
competition.
you're happy with today,
Honestly,
Navia.
Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually by this time of night, it's a struggle for Paimon to even keep her eyes
I
open.
know, right?
Huh. It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
Yes, that's a thing.
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway, I was just thinking about how grateful I am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina.
Your mother?
My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say.
Yeah.
My mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. I've heard that she had only one wish for me, which was that I would have a happy and secure childhood. All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish, so no matter what I did as a child, they were happy to humor me.
Oh, that's nice.
Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Melus and Silver were always there too. No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Hopefully he also recognized the kind of person that
Yeah.
you are and
Looking back on it
realized
now as an
that-
adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was.
realize that you're an amazing
When I
person
was
just the
young,
way you are.
I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me. But once, I saw Melus come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had something to do with me. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about those around you, the more you should care about doing the right thing to the best of your abilities. Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes.
Navia, it must still be really hard for you.
Sorry. I shouldn't have brought that up.
It's okay.
I wasn't planning to talk about sad
It's
things
still
tonight.
very recent.
Basically, I
Still
was
on your
just saying
mind.
that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy. rather than my father's. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love, then I'd like to pass that warmth on.
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Mm-hmm. Although, maybe there's a part of not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past.
Yeah.
I want to be reasonable, at least.
Both good reasons.
Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line!
Ooh!
But why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those rods together.
Oh, okay. We could have just done
Can't let it get
manual
away.
then, if that's something we're both
Come on, you
more
two.
familiar with.
Let's catch
And
it.
remember, Ether is an amazing fisher. That's
You want
how
Paimon to help
that's
you?
how we rescued Paimon at the beginning, right? Oh yeah, Paimon doesn't want to drown either. We finally managed to reel in the prize catch together. For the rest of the night, your rod continues to rack up catch after catch, while for some reason, Navia can't seem to hook a single fish. Interesting. Navia is quite upset about her bad luck, but it's only when you begin to head back that Paimon discovers the real reason, the mystery of why she didn't get a single bite.
You didn't attach a hook to it?
Oh, that would do it. And I guess there was no fish, so we never
Stop
checked
wasting
it.
time. The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
No. Please don't betray me, dude.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so I guess that makes it
I
fair.
suppose.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts...
Seems like your part was a little bit more integral to the operation than my part.
Never mind. Paimon really can't keep her eyes open anymore.
Yeah.
All right, go to bed. I had a great time today.
I'm so sad if Coulter is not like a double agent who's actually on our side. Because if he's working for them, then once again I'm gonna say it's really silly that he told us that they existed and we didn't even know that they existed. If we didn't know they existed, we wouldn't have even seen them coming. But also, he seems like such a nice guy. I really was thinking, there's no way this guy's gonna betray us now. But that's why I put it out there, because, like, you know what? The problem with this game is it makes me get so suspicious of new characters we haven't seen before. Like, how do I know that I can trust you when we just met? But you seem such a genuine, nice guy. I don't want to not trust you. And who knows, maybe he actually is helping us somehow. We just don't know it yet. See you tomorrow, Navia.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah?
So how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar. Get
I
it?
get it. That's funny. And just where did you get that from?
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
Sino.
See, this guy
He
gets
does
it.
get it. Paimon learned from the best,
Anyway,
right?
Let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I think she will.
I hope so too.
I mean, she'll be really happy that we get to keep the fishing rod. She'll be really happy that you thought of her. I'm sure. I know it. I am so sad that I think that Coulter is going to betray us. Because I was like, no. You can't have the new character that just came back after a while betray us all the time. But the thing is, like, I think he was genuinely sad and surprised about what happened in Poisson. I think that gives him reason to take our side, really. Or just the side of, you know, not wanting to fight anymore. But it sounds like he's an informant for the other side. In which case, I think he made a stupid mistake. But it's still sad. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I just took a quick break and now we're back to deliver the gift to Adele because hopefully she likes it. And yeah. Just really hoping we're not gonna get betrayed like that. But I guess they were talking about even picking sides can lead to betrayal, so you know what? Just the littlest things to worry about.
Adele, we're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Yeah.
Whoa! Thank you so much, boss!
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift, I've also got another surprise. Guess who's here?
Hello.
It's been a while!
Hello again.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case.
Oh, no
I've
worries.
heard that
I think
you
we helped a
also
lot of
helped
people
save
with
all
that
the
case too, so
Fontaine.
I'm so glad
You're
to help you
truly
as
just
well.
like the great heroes of legend.
You're really amazing!
Aw,
And
you
if
flatter
Miss
us.
Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too! What's in this thing? Can I look?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Go ahead.
It's the gift. It's an outfit just for you.
It's a Spina di Rosula uniform! Is it for me? But isn't it a bit big?
No, it's a small one.
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first
Oh,
told me
I
that
see.
you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And since you're still young, I don't want your mom to have to worry about your safety.
That's right.
So I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough to wear it.
That's right.
Oh, so that's it! Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia! I'll work hard and grow up as fast as I can!
Yeah, that's the spirit.
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be patient.
Yes, but you should still
Everyone,
work hard if you
I'm
can.
really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish and took it seriously.
Of
Thanks to
course.
the protection of the Spina, even though her father's no longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even if you're not an official member, you're still part of the family.
Boss!
Yeah, what is it?
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeu and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives.
Oh,
What?
no.
Explosives? What do they want?
It seems like
I'm
they've been
guessing they
planning this
don't
for some
want to
time.
talk.
We started investigating as soon as we received your letter yesterday. But Romeu and his folks must have gotten wind as well, because they abandoned their former posts before we could even check on them. We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
They have
Uh-oh.
smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all. We should have gone straight to the Maison
Aw,
Gardiennage.
I really hoped that they would be
Sorry,
willing to
I underestimated
sit down
the
and talk
situation.
with diplomacy, because
Well,
that's way better than
Too
having
late
to
now, I
fight.
suppose. Florent?
Okay,
Where are they
explosives in
keeping
this
their
place is not
explosives?
great, because there's only
On
one
the hill to
entrance
the east
in
of
and
Poisson,
out.
near the Clementine line.
Oh no. You the line. That was exactly where I was saying they should have built a station for Poisson. Anyway, but yeah, that was kind of the problem with the flooding too, is there's really only one main entrance in and out of here. Oh no. Are they trying to bomb the line? That'll be really bad.
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeu and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that rubble will come crashing down the hill and straight into Poisson.
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent people in Poisson!
I know, they seem so angry they're willing to take everyone down with them. We have to stop them.
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity slip by. We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople and get them as far
No.
away from the entrance as possible. That should save them from the worst of it.
Let's get everyone onto our ship. That should be the safest place.
These poor people,
My
though.
dear partner, Can I
They
leave the
have to-
Clementine line to you?
They have to evacuate again.
If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Got it.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please stay safe, too.
I know, right? It's like
Let's go, you two. We've got
grudge
to act
so
fast.
bad you need to take
Miss
it out
Corley,
on
please take
everybody
Adele to the
else
ship.
too. Oh no, don't betray us now. Dude.
Watch out, boss!
No! Did you hurt Florent?
What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone with me? Coulter, are you with Romeo too? Oh. I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
I mean, we didn't even know they
Not
existed.
quite.
He didn't need to say anything
Though
at
I
all.
share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas.
Then why are
And
you...
that's because, out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you, Navia.
Oh,
You better stick close to me.
I
Romeo
would run
promised
if
me
I
that
were
he would
them.
leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move.
That's because we're not gonna leave her
Romeo has
alone
lost
after
his
all the
patience.
assassination
I
attempts
didn't have
that
to
she
be here
survived.
today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question.
Well, it's not really her fault. People
You
have
never
kept
saw the
stuff from
heyday
her.
of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson. But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it all die, little by little. And it was all because of you, Navia. Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. Melus and Silver died because of
No,
you.
that's not
And
true.
so many more dead. Everyone dead. All because of you.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was an act too?
Now you're catching on. I heard Melus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened and resolving to apologize to Melus as soon as I got out. Back then, because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty, and that he had completely lost his capacity for critical thinking. The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days again. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of
He
you.
has such a bad guy complex now all of a sudden. I was really hoping he wouldn't.
I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death and ruin?
Don't listen
You've
to him.
single-handedly destroyed everything that was beautiful. Everything I've ever loved.
Don't listen to him, boss! He's just
Yeah,
spouting
it's not like any of
nonsense.
those things happened because of
Have you
you.
ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all? Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? That you've never done anything worthy? That you're just a big nothing?
Just let him talk.
Have you ever considered
He
that
needs to vent.
maybe
He needs to
people
get
don't
it
stay
off
in
his
Poisson
chest.
because of
And
you,
maybe we can turn
but
him
only
around and we
because
realize that
they
he's
have such
actually spouting a
beautiful
bunch of
memories of
lies.
the past before you
Because-
came.
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences.
Navia, that's not what
And when
you
that
meant
time
by that,
comes,
though.
Those most
Don't
precious
let him
to
get
you
into your head.
really will throw themselves in front of you
First,
and
all
pay
the
the price for your mistakes.
first all of the Oceanids in the
Yeah.
primordial water
Looking
dream.
back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and
That's not
kind
true. It's because they
everyone was.
believed in you.
But is that really why they support me?
No, of course not.
Is their kindness...
You're also a grown-up now, and you have proved that...
Shut your mouth! I, for one, really like Miss Navia.
Yeah, that's right.
And
You
my
tell
mom
him.
loves her too. I don't know how to explain it, but I like her, and that's that.
Navia has done
I'm
so
sure
much
Mr.
of her...
Melus would be extremely
her own
disappointed
work.
in you right now. You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to. Boss, there's no time for this. Stop hesitating and get out of here before you get buried.
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this. But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am.
That's right.
And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me show you just how much I love the Spina di Rosula.
No. Person living in the past, that's right.
Watch out!
You tell him, because you know what? This guy clearly is gone crazy from living in prison for too long. No, but in actuality, he's just angry that things didn't happen the way he wanted it to, and the way that and that things changed from the way they used to be. And he's just looking for a scapegoat to pin all his blames on, because how can you blame Navia? How could you blame Navia after all that?
Florent, I'll leave the town to you. Summon the other members and help with the evacuation of the townspeople. If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly, and don't give them the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine line alone.
Thanks. We're
Got it, boss.
gonna be
I'm on it.
fine, but thank you, Navia.
Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know, but I have to go.
A short while earlier, you and Paimon dashed to the entrance of Poisson. Uh-oh.
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the Clementine line. If
That's
they're
right.
gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the support pillars.
Mm-hmm. Reach a target within 30 minutes. Okay. No, you don't. I don't have to listen to you. But yeah, no. Navia is a good leader, responsible person, with a kind heart and resolute spirit. And people don't look up to her just because she's somebody else, the child of the people who you used to look up to. Look at her getting involved in the town, going out of her way for people. That is the wrong way, apparently. I was not paying attention to the circle. I was only looking to the support pillar. No. I mean, the way it was clearly worded, it's like, this guy's clearly gone insane. You don't need to listen to a word he says. Nor do you need to justify anything to someone like that, because we know Navia is not like that.
Let's hurry up there.
Yes.
We have to protect the
Yes,
Clementine.
Paimon, I know.
The waterway. They must...
She's a hard worker. And we know what she's been through. So much. She was so involved in the Archon quest because, you know what, she put her resources to good use. And as a leader, she really rallied people together to help them during the disaster. I mean, all the disasters that Coulter just listed, none of them, okay, do I have to actually take them out? None of them directly have to do with Navia. He's basically just blaming her for, you know, failing to make things better, and none of that's his fault. And just look at how hard she's worked to make things better, to the best of her ability. You're just asking the impossible. I mean, he's not really asking anything. He's basically just
explosives, right? And this is
the
the control
pneumosia
mechanism.
power, the yellow and the
How
purple.
can we disable it? Oh, Paimon's too scared
Basically,
to touch
she's
any of
just
this
the
stuff.
face of the organization, and now he's coming up with all these reasons to blame her. Don't listen to him. But yeah, still, it's just so mean. Because Navia's already been through so much, and now No, you're just putting her through even more emotional trauma, you know? But I'm glad that, see, all the people around her stood up for her because the love that they have for her is real. You know, they support her because she cares about them in return and they feel that kindness. That's what builds the community. It's everybody taking care of each other. And so I'm really glad she has that support network, that really she's gone out of her way to really do her best to revive the Spina di Rosula, try to bring it back to its former glory, and take care of all the people. And that goes both ways. In this time of need, her people were there for her. Okay, what is this? That looks like a keyhole.
Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for?
Could it be some kind of keyhole or maybe an emergency switch?
Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Maybe one of the people we just beat up has the key. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let's see what we can find.
But yeah. Long story short, that guy has clearly lost it because, okay, which one of these guys do you think has it? Because he has very superficial reasoning for it all. Okay, Paimon thinks it's this guy. No?
Let me turn this guy over. Ugh, he's super heavy. He could probably eat a whole Paimon just for breakfast.
No! This one? You all just have a lot of money. Radish, were you planning to fight me with that? There you go, strangely
You
KFC.
found it! That's amazing!
The key you got from the member of Romeo's gang. Well, hopefully that doesn't set the explosives off. Hopefully that turns it off. Good.
That should do it, right?
It could have just as easily detonated it right in front of
Navia and
us,
Flora
but
should be able to relax now.
we should still check out the perimeter just in case.
Oh, you're right. They could have set explosives elsewhere, too. Let's go.
This is totally some kind of trap, but I cannot figure out what. Uh-oh. Cutscene time. Uh-oh. Oh no!
Gonna bury Poisson!
Ether, go! Oh, it's been a while since we saw him use the Geo powers. He's kind of switched on the go. I forgot he could do that in the canon.
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block. I'm doing this the Spina way.
Yeah! Gold umbrella! I love her umbrella so much. No!
Fire!
Whoa! Navia, you're okay! Yay! Oh, I'm so glad. Having been alerted, members of the Maison Gardiennage arrive at the scene and take Romeo into custody, I think. Oh, there's a lot of them.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
I have nothing more to say to them.
That's right.
Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified. Anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to.
That's right.
Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, the consequences would have been far worse.
I know, right?
All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
That's right. Goodbye.
Navia! We saved everyone! And you were so cool!
We won.
Yeah.
But
Luckily, we were just in time.
once again, we've won, but at what cost? How much more pain did we have to go through in order to do it? But You know what? With Navia's cheery personality and attitude towards everything, in the end, this was just going to be another building block that's going to make her stronger and an even better leader for Poisson and the Spina di Rosula. It shows that she has a strong bond with the people that she works with and protects. Even if other people try to pick at that. Alright, you're looking a little pale. Do you feel a little bit fatigued?
It's probably because I expended too much elemental energy at once. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you. Paimon's not used to seeing you like this.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage is taking them away as well.
Thank goodness.
Seems like Romeu really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've caught them all, too. We won't have to worry about them from now on.
That is a relief.
Got it. That's good, at least.
This guy, take him away, too.
Coulter, I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now. And that makes them appear even more precious. I am not Callus, and I will also never become him. The Spina and the Poisson that you loved are both gone. But I will not change how I feel about our future. I still believe that this is a great opportunity to start anew. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more, I'd also like to propose some changes to the Aquabus routes, so that one day, the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callus would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control. In that, we are the same.
Henceforth, you are no longer a member of Spina di Rosula. But once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
Thank you, Navia.
Maybe this time he'll be able to reflect. He was charged with a legitimate crime this time.
As I thought. Boss really is a kind and gentle person.
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person.
Yeah.
Thank you for protecting the Clementine line.
You're welcome.
I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting rebuilt anytime soon. If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, would be like losing my mother all over again. Seeing it still standing there, tall and proud, it makes me really happy.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly, you look more upset than tired or anything.
Yeah, you
Just
missed a
give her some
lot.
time.
It's okay. Everything's fine now. I'll get you back to Poisson.
Thank you so much. Can you give me a hand? I really don't have much strength left. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth.
Okay.
Do you really see me as your partner?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
We've never abandoned you.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after taking a break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore
No,
me.
it's okay. Hey, you have lots of friends, and we're always here for you, no matter what. the kindness that you share with us is kindness reciprocated by us. Never leave a friend behind. A little weird, that's true, but that's because I've never heard you doubt yourself before.
I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered that I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Coulter mentioned my parents, as well as Melus and Silver. It's all thanks to them that I've made it this far in life. Do you think they ever regretted the choices they made?
I don't think so.
Has my existence made this world a better place?
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose it's time for me to make a confession as well.
Okay.
There's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me. Everything is already prepared.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I can't deal with any more shocking revelations right now.
You need
Don't
to be
worry.
happy.
This surprise will be a pleasant one.
Yeah. I think we have to see the surprise. I mean, you can definitely tell that her parents didn't regret anything, and even we heard from Melus and Silver themselves that the entire crowd of people in the Primordial Sea calling out to Navia, pleading with her to join them. Even then, Melus and Silver stood up for her. Not because it's something they had to do, but because they wanted to. Because they believed in her, and they were willing to help her until the very end. And she's definitely a remarkable leader in her own right. She has redefined her role and is definitely changing the Spina and Poisson for the better. Just because things used to be one way, doesn't mean that necessarily mean that making things different is a bad thing, and that's definitely what Navia has proven in her time as the leader. So hopefully when Coulter comes back, I mean, last time he was sent to prison on false charges, and that might have made him, feel like he's building up a lot of anger inside. Filled up with a lot of regret. And, well, those emotions can very much cloud judgment, as I think it definitely did over the course of this story. But hopefully this time he can come back to Poisson. And he can be a genuinely nice person, because I get the sense, most of the time bad guys are not just bad guys for being bad, because they're hurting inside, and I think that in this case, that pain can be healed with just rebuilding relationships. I mean, sometimes can't, but in this case, I believe it can. Now, it looks like Florent has a pleasant surprise here for you, Navia. And everybody else in Poisson, too.
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's this?
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished, but special times call for special measures. I've never seen you look so defeated before, so I've decided to show you the designs before the final product was done.
Do I really look that bad?
Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
Worn out too. Oh, it's all three of them.
This is... Papa, Mother, and me.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Wow! This is the statue you mentioned before?
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working. We only asked
Wow.
Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callis and Mrs. Clementine?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuilding of Poisson.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
so
know what
nice.
Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but I know it's a great organization now.
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place's future.
We're gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly.
That's
I
right.
believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
That's what we believe as well.
Yeah. I will also always believe in the bond between us.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just accept everyone's support for what it is. This really is quite the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest dreams.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I'm certain if your mother could see you today, she'd be so happy. Cat! I love cats. What a beautiful design! I am very excited to see what the statue would look like too. And yes, I also believe that Navia deserves lots of recognition too, because she has put in so much work and keeps herself busy all the time for the sake of others. And oh, Ether's looking at the cat, honestly, same. Look at his eyes, just follow it like cat. Yeah, definitely credit where credit's due. And we seem to have averted a large disaster as well. And it's just nice to see Poisson being rebuilt. All the people getting back on their feet. I mean, a lot of people were lost in the disaster. But hopefully someday this town will, come back again. And those people will never be forgotten. I mean, sometimes things just happen. I mean, sometimes there's choices that people can make, and sometimes in desperate times, like the flood that happened, sometimes it's not even really a choice so much as your instinct and your belief drives you in what you do. And for Melus and Silver, I don't think it was even a choice whether they would sacrifice themselves or not, so much as they knew it was what they had to do to fulfill what they believed in. And they believed in you and the people of Poisson. So, yeah. I'm glad that we kind of wrapped up this part with the rebuilding of Poisson. And we get to see the Spina di Rosula head into a new future with Navia at the helm.
It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. I'll pick myself up again and become a more reliable president for all of you. Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier.
Well, don't be embarrassed. I mean, nobody's perfect. And if you were able to just smile all the time and be happy all the time and just keep lifting everybody else's spirits up all the time without ever leaving time for yourself, then that would be weird. And I mean, we already seen with Farina, that's just something, you just can't keep that up forever. And if you do, it's really putting yourself in a lot of pain. And if you're putting yourself in all that pain, enduring all of that for everybody else, well, I mean, you have to be able to take care of yourself first in order to be able to take care of others, so it's okay. I mean, everybody has times like that. And you've certainly been through a lot today, so don't worry about it. Clearly, everybody else is okay to keep supporting you. And that's really great. If you can't be strong all the time and you have to be vulnerable sometimes, that you have a group of people willing to protect you like that. About the gift from the townspeople.
I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing in life that seems trivial to others, but they themselves can never obtain. To me, that would be a family portrait. I've always been super jealous of other people's family photos. I've never thought I'd receive a family portrait of my own. Especially not like this. It seems like I'm not such an unlucky person after all.
Yeah. I mean, maybe in another version of reality, we can all be together. But I know your parents would be very happy to see you as you are today.
It seems like I started
Okay,
looking
what else?
back
About
on
Clementine.
I've thought about it before. Though my mother only wanted me to live a happy life, that's actually a tall order as well. In practice, it's just as hard to achieve my father's expectations for me.
I know, such is life.
Even though my parents had very different personalities, they always had a lot of respect for each other. The Aquabus project was a monumental project that stood to benefit all of Fontaine. It would have been a little close-minded to assess or evaluate it only from the perspective of the clan. I think that's probably why she didn't step in to mediate or oppose the building of the lines.
Well, the lines have certainly brought a lot of prosperity to Fontaine. And once again, where the explosives were placed, around there is where they definitely should build a new train station, if they can. I mean, someday when the Spina is a little bit more prosperous, that would definitely be a huge benefit.
It seems
And
like
we'll be
I
around
started
to
to
help you
question
with that.
myself a bit too. Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier.
How about asking, do you really see me as your partner?
Oh, whoa. Why'd you have to remind
I
me?
thought it was a very sweet
Please don't
moment.
say
It's
that
okay.
again. It's super embarrassing for me. Oh, forget it now. Please forget that I ever said anything. Oh, wait. But it'd also be bad if you were to forget it.
Honestly,
But
that's so
please keep it a
relatable.
secret between us from now on. Please don't ever mention it again.
No worries. It will never be mentioned again. Alright. Well, I'm glad that this is probably going to be here every time I visit Poisson. I wonder if someday they actually will finish the statue and it will be up somewhere. That would be really, really cool. But yeah. What is this? Oh, right, because I claimed the dailies. So yeah, that was Navia's story quest. A little bit of cheerfulness, a little bit of sad moments, and overall just good times with our friend Navia, the best macaron maker ever, and of course, the president of the Spina di Rosula, who never stops for a second in terms of caring and thinking about others. I am glad to be your partner. Alright, so that's that for this. I assume the next thing I will be playing is oh yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow is the start of the Roses and Muskets quest, which I do believe will involve Navia, I think. And also, it's going to be a film festival with Chevros and Ayaka and Farina and all sorts of other characters meeting up in Fontaine, and I'm sure Navia will be there too. So I am super excited for that. So stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. What is this? Local legend. Oh, this is in the new area. Okay, and after I play that event, then we're going to be exploring more of Fontaine. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.